Donald Trump is drawing up plans to harass and jail his opponents. Republicans are eyeing cuts to Social Security and Medicare, and federal agencies are reviewing Elon Musk's meetings with foreign leaders. But those stories will have to wait because the media is laser focused on a much more important story: drones! For more on this, it's time for a closer look. America's obviously in a very fraught political moment. There's been an outpouring of rage over the state of American healthcare. Our government is rapidly descending into oligarchy as billionaire wealth soars. The costs of everything from childcare to housing to food remain high. And the incoming administration is threatening to harass journalists and jail its opponents. But I am happy to report that the fourth estate, America's independent press, is rising to the occasion with bold, truth-telling, and I'm just with you, they're obsessed with drones.
Confusion and frustration still over dozens of mysterious drone sightings in New Jersey.
Drone drama, the growing mystery over the skies of New Jersey.
Confusion, fear, anger, and now conspiracy theories over the waves of these mysterious drones.
Frustration is ramping up across New Jersey over a lack of answers about these drones, these mysterious drones.
Drone drama leading to panic and political fallout.
Are you confused? Well, that is exactly how people in New Jersey say they feel right now after weeks of mysterious nighttime drone sightings and no word on what they really are or what they're really doing.
What is going on with these mysterious sightings of drones flying overhead?
We do have residents and politicians increasingly asking this question. What the heck is going on?
Dozens of unidentified drones.
Mysterious drones.
Mysterious drones.
Drones.
Mysterious drone sightings. First, they were centered in New Jersey, but now beyond.
New Jersey and beyond sounds like the slogan of a deadbeat Buzz Lightyear. Buzz, where are you going? We need to rescue Woody. Hey, screw that. I'm going out for some cigarettes, then I'm gonna swing by the track for the dog races. Don't tell Angela. I don't need that grief. If she asks where I am, say New Jersey and beyond. It's just as the prophecy foretold. When the apocalypse comes, it will start in New Jersey. We all remember that passage from the book of Revelation that said, "And I looked and I beheld a pale horse, and the name that sat on him was Tony, that lazy." He was on the Garden State Parkway near exit 114, and he said, "Whoa, what's with all the friggin' drones?" Seriously, our government's devolving into a personal autocracy controlled by a corrupt felon and a handful of billionaires who are drawing up plans to enrich themselves and punish their enemies, and all anyone wants to do is talk about a toy you can get at Best Buy for like $40. Why are you panicking? We've had a drone flying around our studio for weeks now. It's fine. I mean, sure, my security guards, John and Jim, tried to get it down at first with a broom, but then they said, "Sorry, Seth, we can't reach it," and they gave up. And now it just lives there, I guess? I'm gonna get you, you little bastard! Now. True story, I walked in today before I knew that joke was in, and I just walked by a monitor and saw a guy on a ladder in my studio, and I'm like, what the going on? Look, maybe I should give the media a break. Maybe this is their last fun story before Trump gets back in office, and I should just let them enjoy it. And they are enjoying it. CNN's even sending reporters out to get in on the fun and launch their own drones.
We are at the drone port at Warren Community College in Warren County, New Jersey, in the northwestern section of the state. There is a state-of-the-art drone program here for students. You are looking at very large drones. I am holding right now a small drone. This is the kind of drone that CNN and other news organizations use to get video from the sky. Why are such large drones used? What's the applications for?
So the first one is used for agricultural spraying. This is used for power line inspection or search and rescue. This smaller one is used for cell tower inspection, and this orange one here is used for land surveying.
Wait, you're at a college program dedicated entirely to drones called the Drone Port. In the state where people are seeing the drones, you just explained that CNN itself uses drones. You're currently surrounded by drones, and you can't figure out where the drones are coming from? This is like watching someone knock over a beehive and then scream, "Help! Something's stinging me, but I don't know what! Where are the stings coming from?" All this clip proves is that drones are incredibly common and are used in virtually every aspect of modern life. Would it shock you if some dip decided to start flying them at night to freak people out, especially in New Jersey, a state whose motto is, "I'm just busting balls"? Hey, good news, sample was available. You told me they wouldn't have sample at the Vanity Plate. They had sample. They had it. No, I got it. Who's laughing now? Authorities and experts everywhere have repeatedly explained that there is no cause for alarm. But CNN wanted to get it straight from an expert. Are these drones coming from a foreign adversary like China or Iran? Now, his explanation is very scientific and very complex, so see if you can follow.
With us is Dr. Will Austin. He's the president of this college. He's also an expert in aviation and unmanned aviation, also in drones.
I believe people are seeing a lot of drones since Thanksgiving because they're putting up their personal drones. And again, once those are in the sky, it's very hard to differentiate one aircraft from another.
How do you know it's not China or Iran doing this?
Well, the reason I know is because they would turn the lights off.
And you can believe him because his PhD is in stating the obvious. Dude has a point, though. Rule number one of spycraft, don't turn the lights on. That and don't wear night vision goggles in the daytime. Keith, Bud, you know we can see you, right, Bud? But that wasn't the only expert CNN interviewed. They also spoke to astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, who explained why these drones were most likely not sinister, although he also used the opportunity to take some pot shots at New Jersey.
I can't claim to know the motives of aliens, but just being an Earthling, but of all the places to show up on Earth, they picked New Jersey? That'd be odd for me to wonder what the aliens are looking for. No offense to New Jersey. I'm just saying, there's the whole Earth they could have visited. So yeah, it's a mystery.
No offense to New Jersey. I'm gonna guess based on every person I've ever met from New Jersey, offense taken. They might even tell an astrophysicist like you, I don't know, to stick it up Uranus. Hey, Neil, I'm busting balls. For your information, Neil, New Jersey is the home of Bruce Springsteen, Thomas Edison, and for some reason, both New York football teams, who, not to brag, currently have 6 wins combined. You don't think aliens would have good reason to visit New Jersey? What if they want to go to the beach or the diner or the mall? I mean, where else can you get a spray tan, your ears pierced, a slice of pizza, a Yankee candle that smells like pizza, and a bejeweled handbag that says Diva on it, only at a mall in New Jersey, baby? Yeah. Unfortunately, cable news is not alone in losing its mind over the drones. Republicans have been spreading insane conspiracy theories, blaming everything from Iran to Joe Biden to aliens, and even implying that the government is concealing the truth.
Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. It's off the east coast of the United States of America.
So my concern is if it's not craft from outer space, because I think that has to be on the table, that has to be an option. Is it our technology or is it Russia or Iran or China? Are they looking for radiation? Are they looking for a missing nuclear warhead?
The Biden regime every day is working against the country and President Trump. Are they the guys that got the drones over New Jersey?
The government knows what is happening. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people.
There's something strange in the neighborhood. There's something weird and it don't look good. And people are asking who you're gonna call, and I remember a blob came up to me, big blob, green blob. Glowing tears pouring down his translucent body, full of hot dogs and ectoplasm. You could see the hot dogs. You could see the hot dogs. And he said to me, and that's when I called the Ghostbusters, and everyone congratulated me because...
It was a perfect call.
But... There you go. You heard Trump say the government knows exactly what's going on, and they should just lay it all out there and tell everyone. If you're a government official getting an intelligence briefing on these mysterious drones, you have a duty to reveal that information to the public.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
What? You just told us the government knows what's going on and they should tell everyone. Now you don't want to tell us what you know? I don't want to comment on that. Let's just say a very high-level confidential source told me that China has been developing advanced military technology that would allow them to cloak their spy drones, and I know this sounds crazy, by turning the lights off. Also, can we go back to Nancy Mace for a second?
So my concern is if it's not craft from outer space, because I think that has to be on the table. That has to be an option. Is it our technology, or is it Russia or Iran or China? Are they looking for radiation? Are they looking for a missing nuclear warhead?
Oh my God, in one clip, she managed to sound like a whole rack of supermarket tabloids. Is it aliens? Is it Russia and China? Are Brad and Jen getting back together? Somehow the suggestion that it's aliens is not even the craziest part of that clip. You think Russia or China lost a nuclear warhead and it's in New Jersey? Did they lose it in a poker game in Atlantic City? Is that why Putin's been walking up and down the beach with one of those metal detectors? Don't mind me, just looking for quarters. Old ones. By the way, Trump also suggested in an insane social media post that the government should just shoot down the drones, as have several other prominent Republicans. Let's go back to our drone expert to once again give us a very complex and scientific explanation as to why that would be a bad idea.
There are serious politicians who are saying these should be shot down.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to shoot this down because if you hit the LiPo battery, you might set the whole forest on fire or your house or hurt someone. But what you want to, and it's illegal?
Yeah. But other than like those 12 reasons, still a pretty good idea to shoot him down though, right, dude? Poor guy, he's got to sit there and walk through the pros and cons of shooting something out of the sky like it's not the most obvious thing in the world. If I were him, I'd be chugging a bottle of whiskey during this interview. Well, on one hand, you could just ignore this incredibly common and widely available aircrafts that have so far caused no harm and pose no threat to humans. On the other hand, you could burn down the forest. In your own house, kill someone and go to jail. So, you know, it's 50-50. Cheers, mother. With Republicans and the media spreading panic, President Biden finally spoke up about the drone hysteria, doing a Q&A with reporters outside the White House last night, and he calmed everyone down with a very coherent answer.
Nothing nefarious, apparently, but they're checking it all out. I think it's just one. There's a lot of drones authorized up there. I think one started and they all got it. Everybody's wanting to get in the deal. But we're following it closely. So far, no sense of the danger.
See, it all makes sense. There's a lot of drones authorized up there. I think one started and everybody got in on the deal. Wait, what? Got in on the deal? What deal? Not only was that a very confusing answer, it doesn't help that you're dressed like a local businessman trying to keep a low profile while he walks into a strip club. Hey, Bob, is that you? Oh, yeah, I was just looking at the drones. I got lost. I'm gonna head on home. But I have to say my favorite reaction to the drone story of anyone so far comes from none other than Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, who made it clear this story is his top priority.
Senator, I have to ask you about this story that has captured the country's attention, these reports of reported drones flying over New Jersey, other parts of the East Coast. A Biden administration official said, quote, there's been a slight overreaction to these reports. I wonder, what do you make of the Biden administration's reaction so far? Are you satisfied by the administration's reaction?
I honestly don't know anything more about that than what I read in the papers. Sorry, can't give you great insight on that.
Are you concerned, though?
Am I concerned? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. What can I tell you? Yes, I'm concerned.
Incredible. Bernie's the only politician in the country who could say, yes, I'm concerned, while making it crystal clear that he is not in the slightest bit concerned. That's how I sound when someone accosts me on the street to save the sharks. They're like, aren't you concerned about the effect that dwindling numbers of great whites could have in the marine ecosystem? Am I concerned? Yeah, sure. Oh, hey, look, a drone. Look, I get it. We're all losing our minds, but we got to stay focused. A handful of corrupt oligarchs about to take control of the government and turn it into a personal autocracy to enrich themselves and punish their enemies. That's the big story here. If this is how the media is going to behave over the next 4 years, then they might as well just go home, shut it down, and
turn the lights off.
This has been A Closer Look.